Good morning, guys. You may think that you know the story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf, but only one person really knows the real story. That person is a wolf. His tale starts with a birthday cake on his dear old granny's birthday, and a bad head cold, and a bad reputation. I wonder what reputation is. You know what I think that is? That's like how people see you. What is your character? What are you known for? It ends in the big house, the pig pen. What really happened when a wolf was at the door? Was it a hysteric pig out or a mother goose frame up? You read it and you decide. Here we go. One of my favorite stories because it's on the wolf's point of view. Here we go. The true story of the three little pigs. By a wolf. As told by John Sex, illustrated by Lane Smith. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll tell you I'll fill you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault. Wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Doesn't that cheeseburger look yummy? I think I'm getting hungry, guys. But, like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. You guys ready for the real story? Here we come. Here it comes. Way back, and once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Look at that. And hey guys, guess what? My birthday is April 10th. Maybe I should make myself a birthday cake. So, I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? There we go. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, girls, sorry, those are my dogs. It's Daisy and Buttercup. You've heard me talk about them before. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, I fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house. So I called, "Little pig! Little pig!" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt the sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I sniffed. And I sneezed. A great sneeze. Choo! And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. It had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. Yum, yum, yum. Think of it as a big cheeseburger, okay, guys? Just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig. He yelled back, go away. Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin. See, he's shaving. There's his razor. I just had grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I sniffed and I tried to cover my mouth. But a sneeze, a great sneeze. Achoo! And then, you're not going to believe it, guys, but this guy's house fell down, just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig. Guess what? Dead as a doornail. Well, what's the poor wolf to do? In my horror, now you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awful full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still have that cup of sugar that I need for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family, because guess what? He built the house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig. Are you in? And you know what that rude little poker answered? Get out of here, wolf. And don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar and he wouldn't give me one little cup. My dear sweet old Granny's birthday cake, what a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday cake instead of make a nice birthday card instead of a cake. When I felt my cold coming on, oh, I huffed, and I sniffed, and I sneezed once again. Shoo! Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Oh my goodness, my old granny? That is so rude and so mean to my poor old granny who's having a birthday. I just want to make her a birthday cake. Now, I'm usually the pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks bad about my granny, like that, I go a little crazy, a little loco. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with a lot of that huff and puff and blow your house down stuff. And they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. And maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. My poor granny still hasn't had her birthday cake. Well, that's the end of our story, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reading it to you. Of course, it would have been better having you there in person. I love you guys. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the story. I will try again to read you another story later on. And remember, every story has 2 sides. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.